Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the DC Comics movie, JLA Adventures, Trapped in Time.
When the villainous time trapper hatches a sinister time travel plot, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman, Justice League, team up with Robin, Legions of Superheroes, Dawnstar, and Karate Kid.
Not that Karate Kid.
And a few other key allies to defeat the dreaded Legion of Doom and save the day.
Before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Yes. This was actually an action-packed and fun movie.
Yes.
A short movie of 52 minutes, but fun nevertheless.
Right. And we actually seen this movie twice. The first time we saw it was a few years ago when we were first actually going to Redbox. And we got this as a double feature with Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo. That was one of the first movies we ever got. And we were surprised, this was actually a very fun movie. Of course, we've seen Trouble in Tokyo 5,000 times. We still want to see it again anyway. But JLA Adventures was actually a movie we hadn't seen before. And it was very different from what we had seen from past DC movies.
Mm-hmm. And we were not disappointed. And it had the DC stamp on it. Mm-hmm. And it works.
Right.
So, we have a great cast that participated. Dietrich Bader was Batman this time. And Laura Bailey. Mm-hmm. Dante Bosco as Karate Kid. That was one of the most exciting reveals when we heard it.
Honor!
Like, honor! Gray Delisle. Griffin. Corey Burton. We're not sorry about Corey Burton, but Gray Delisle Griffin. Mm-hmm. We're not sorry about her, but how we say her name. Right. Let me get that straight. Okay, we also had Fred Tatasciore. And we had Sokka's Instincts.
Right. As Robin, Jake DeSanta.
Yes.
Oh, don't forget your boomerang. We had Liam O'Brien, who you may know as Lunatic from Tiger and Bunny. He was playing Aquaman. Mm-hmm. Michael David Donovan, Kevin Michael Richardson, Jason Spizak, and the ever-popular Travis Willingham as Gorilla Grodd.
Yes, that was a different role for him, and he was actually a villain instead of the good-looking good guy they usually cast him in most of the animated.
Right.
Well, actually, in anime English dubbing, that's what they usually cast him as. So this was against casting this time.
Right.
And he did a great job.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, this was a very different movie. And we said it was only 52 minutes. And the reason why that is because, one, they made it really clear that they wanted this to be for kids, so they only made a certain amount of time to keep the kids' attention. And two, there weren't subplots and a bunch of different things going on within the movie. It was a very straightforward plot of them fixing the time stream and make sure the Justice League didn't get vanished and stopping this time travel villain. That was it. There were no subplots for the characters, no side stories, no things for a cliffhanger. None of that was in there. It was a very straightforward movie from beginning to end. And no bonus thing to see a sequel or anything. It just told the story in under an hour.
There must have been a planned course of action because when it came out in 2014, originally it was released exclusively on DVD to Target stores.
Right.
And not available later until months later in May of 2014 for everyone else to buy who didn't want to shop at Target.
Right. And it seems to be a lot of things for Target will have exclusive buys at their stores, and sometimes you'll get bonus stuff like either bonus material, figures, toys, discs, or something. So that was actually a smart move on their part in terms of promoting it more for kids. Mm-hmm. And as well as the characters, they're not going to be fleshed out as, we've seen the other comics where they go through a mini arc or they have their own stories or things that have to do with them. They're they're almost the same character with different personalities. And we don't mean as an insult, just in terms of, how every character stands out in Justice League and Batman and stuff. Well, in here they kind of just have the same thing of wanting justice. Superman is still Superman, but he's sort of just leader. Batman's still Batman, but just wants to get the job done. Wonder Woman's Wonder Woman, but she still wants to beat the bad guys. It's all they put into the common thing of the justice mind frame, and there was nothing that really made them stand out as their particular characters, which was a little bit odd. Maybe because it was targeted for a younger audience, they didn't put that much effort into it.
It seemed to me like it was Lex Luthor's movie. He was the main character. And then Dawnstar and Karate Kid were like supporting in terms of being his antithesis.
Or antagonists or adversaries.
Adversaries, or Yes, and it was really meant to be their movie with all the other characters we're familiar with as their supporting characters. To me, that's what it looked like because they got the vast majority of time in this film.
Right.
Lex Luthor was being Lex Luthor. He came up with these crazy ideas on how he could put himself where he wanted to be, and of course, like Brain, take over the world.
Right.
And then you've got these people from the future who, as you mentioned, are teenagers who are doing everything they can to thwart him. They're not sure how to do it. They're unsure of themselves. And they end up enlisting help after realizing that they couldn't do it on their own. So I think it was a message within this movie. Mm-hmm. And again, it was meant to be a vehicle for Lex Luthor. And for these two, maybe there was going to be a series or something that never really came to light.
Yeah, because it says Adventures, and the way the movie ends, it starts on a little cliffhanger, like it's supposed to lead into the next story. But like we said, it didn't really go anywhere. I mean, people said it was fine, it was pretty good, but it was nothing where it was so extraordinary and loved or potential that they kept going with movies with a different theme. They just were like, oh, that was pretty good, and then that was it. It was no more, no less.
They actually got an 8 out of 10 rating, and they said it took you back to the glory days of DC. But, you know, there's a lot of people of all ages who don't want to see those type of stories anymore in the DC animated movies.
Right.
And where in 2014 this worked, in 2020 it wouldn't work.
Right, because of how much people want more complex storylines, complex characters, maturity, action, violence, blood, stuff. They want a little more now. So this was fine for kids, but in terms of getting older audiences to watch it, they'll watch it with them. But in terms of by themselves, it's less of a chance having unless there's a lot more going on in the movie or with the characters.
Or you just love animation like I do and we'll watch it anyway.
Right.
So if you want to get a call back, as we mentioned, to classic DC animation, this is a movie for you. If you have seen it, let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you haven't, hey, you can find it probably relatively inexpensive on Amazon and maybe in stores near you. Mm-hmm. As far as we know it's not on Netflix, and it may be on Amazon, but we haven't checked.
Right. And be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on Paws Podcast and World of Paws videos.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
Lights, trying to walk around, man. Who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Met her in my dreams. She was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it to you later.